Hence, start your engines because we are broadcasting the final stage of the NASCAR Cup Series at Talladega for the GEICO 500, the 10th race of the Cup Series calendar, and let's get into it. The green flag is out for the final stage. Was busy today with the rugby game this morning, but here we are for the final stage here. Okay, so Kyle Busch on the outside gets a great launch with a push from Ryan Blaney on the inside, is led by Eric Jones and Kevin Harvick, being pushed by the all-white Ford of Brad Keselowski. Get the leaderboard up here for you guys in a second. Thank you guys for tuning in. We just started getting live just now because, well, I was busy this morning. But here we are. Wow, that inside line really came charging back through turns 3 and 4. Now, both Jones and Harvick are clear of the outside line. The top two cars on the inside line are clear of the outside line. Now, here they come through the tri-oval. First lap complete of the final stage. Eric Jones out front. The Hendrick cars dominated all of stage 2, but now, after having to pit there at the end of stage 2, they are mired back in traffic and they're not all together anymore. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can regroup and bring themselves back towards the front. The highest running Hendrick car right now is Kyle Larson in 8th. But both lanes still even down the back straightaway. Eric Jones leading the inside, Kyle Busch leading the outside. Here they come through the tri-oval once again. That outside line is a pretty good run. Ryan Blaney giving a pretty good shove to the back of the 18, and their 18 is going to clear the 43, and he'll be able to slide down and block that inside line now through turns 1 and 2 if he wants to. But he is really far out there. He's 2 car lanes clear of the pack, so they may have a big run coming up on him off turn 2. And here they come, but he's able to block that run from the 43 car on the inside. Now he's going to want to slide back up and block the high side. It's going to be too late. Now here comes the 12 to the outside of the 18. The 23 giving a huge push to the back of that 12 car. Oh my, that is a ginormous shove. But your top 5, your top 10 as they run: Kyle Busch, Blaney, Jones, Wallace, Harvick, Cindric, Keselowski, Elliott, Bell, and Truex. Kyle Busch leads that one at the lap. Working on getting a poll set up here in the chat real quick, guys. So Ryan Blaney leading the outside line, Kyle Busch leading the inside. Both these lanes just keep trading the lead down the back straightaway and through the tri-oval. Ryan Blaney is clear now of the 18, so if he wants to slide down a block a run coming from the inside right here, he could. But he's going to stay with the top side down the back straightaway. And there we have that poll set up in the chat for anybody who wants to vote on who they think is going to win. So hold on 1 second, ladies and gents. Okay, guys, we're back. Hey, Ball GB, how you doing? Just got live because I had a rugby match this morning, 2 hours away. So my poll is a bit of hedge betting. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. It's basically I just have Hendrick versus Joe Gibson 23XI, so or somebody else. Yes, a rugby ball. But yeah, now everybody's running the choo-choo around the inside line. The first time we've seen the choo-choo at all today. Probably we'll see this for quite a bit, I'm imagining, here in this final stage. Guys are going to settle down and probably go for a while. They'll make green flag pit stops, and then it'll be on after green flag pit stops. Or maybe we'll get a caution, and then everybody will be able to pit. And I think after that point, it'd just be full cannons ablaze after that point. How much do you pay for pads and helmets in rugby there? You don't use pads and helmets in rugby. That's football. I mean, you can wear like a scrum cap or whatever. You can wear a scrum cap if you want. But now it's Blaney out front, then then Bubba, Bush, Jones, Harvick, Keselowski, Bell, and then Larson, Elliott, Byron round out your top 10. Oh, okay. I see, Ball. I see. Yeah, only, I believe, 20 cars still running right now. 26 cars. It looks like 25 cars still out there running. There's quite a couple incidents early on in this race that took out about a couple cars each. All right, Byron's led the most laps today. He was out front quite a bit during stage 2. It was a Hendrick 1, 2, 3, 4 for quite a bit during stage 2. Daniel Suarez has also led quite a few laps in this race, but he got caught up in an accident during stage 2 and is out of this race. But it's looking like they're going to be running the choo-choo for quite a bit here, so I'll just try and keep you engaged with the chat. There's not much to say for the time being. I've really enjoyed having a lot of people tune in the past couple weekends for these broadcasts. It's really made it a lot. I really appreciate it. Looks like Cendric is starting to lose touch with this lead draft. Something we saw at Daytona, that when they would get into the single file choo-choo train, the guys towards the back of the pack would slowly start to lose that lead draft. And it looks like Austin Cendric and Noah Gragson are both going to lose that lead draft here soon. Yeah, Gregson just been hiding around in the back of the pack because, no point in racing for stage points for that Beard Motorsports car. Just worried about making it to the end and getting having a shot at a top 10 or a top 5, maybe even a win. I don't know. No, Gregson, can he go 2 for 2 this weekend? He won yesterday at Talladega. Was able to hold off a hard charge from Jeffrey Earnhardt. That finish yesterday was crazy. I thought the 3 was about to go from like 10th to 1st and one like in that green-white checkered. That was almost crazy. It's like kind of ironic though, because I hate rugby but love American football. That is pretty ironic, Ball. Yeah, no, I don't have very many English people over from across the pond who tune into these live streams, but I guess one of the only ones I do ain't even a rugby fan. So I guess there's, I believe it looks like 20, maybe 27 cars still out there running laps because there's 25 cars on lead lap and BJ McLeod's out there. He's 10 laps down though, but they just put him another lap down and maybe Todd Gillen's still out there. No, it looks like so 26 cars are still out there. 26 cars, 25 on lead lap. Does Bubba seem to do well on super speedways because he has time to reach for his fries during the long straights? I mean, maybe that's the secret to Bubba's success on the super speedways, man. I mean, right now, I mean, he's just got himself positioned in the right spot, but we still got a long ways to go, man. It's still anybody's race. We've seen so many comers and goers near the front. It's anybody's race right now. I would really, if I'm the competition, I'd just be worried that Hendrick can get formed up near the front again. Because if you can get 3 or 4 Hendrick cars all lined up together in the front, it's going to be very hard to get around them. So what seemed to do. Oh. But so far, this race has been pretty solid. Hasn't been anything, too crazy, like anything super memorable has happened yet. I do have to say, we've probably seen maybe one of the hardest hits in the next gen car so far earlier in the race with the caution involving the 16, 14, and the 17 when Daniel Hemrick blew a motor. And then the 14 it had 2 really hard hits, one into the 16 and one into the wall. You bet he has McShakes connected to his drinking tube. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having some McShakes connected to my drinking tube, man. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to make your truck better. It's a no-brainer. Is a measure 4 line adjusted perfectly in the front and rear. Underseat storage system keeps the cargo open. No wonder I'm not having people tune into my live stream. They're all tuned into that another channel that's just broadcasting it illegally. Of course. That always sucks. And this is one of the weekends where they're doing the in-car for Noah Gragson. So yeah, I've got some tough competition here for my live stream to catch on, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get some more traction here as I go on. You'd rather have Jack Daniels. I don't know if that'd really be the best for your driving, but I mean, you do you, man. Maybe that'll work for you. Apology, BS on that one until I saw your notification, and you know what loyalty means. I appreciate it, Ball. I appreciate it. Well, we've only got a couple other people out there watching right now, but appreciate those who are watching. We've still got a long ways to go. Maybe something crazy will happen, and we'll get some more people in here. But we've had so many banging live streams last couple of weeks. I guess it's about time that we finally had a dud. And I kind of anticipated that since I wasn't going to be able to live stream from the beginning, that people would tune into other people's live streams from the beginning, and then they wouldn't end up ever seeing mine because they'd be watching that. So I didn't expect much from today's live stream, to be honest, but still doing it nevertheless, because why not? I'm going to be watching the race anyway, so for real, just got the notification. Appreciate it, for real. Thanks for tuning in. The guy on the other stream was loud and annoying. Well, we don't want to talk too negative about him, but I appreciate you liking my content more than his. But we've still just got so much time left right now. This is probably the one thing live streaming any super speedway race is that there's just, when they get into the choo-choo formation, boy, there's just nothing to talk about. That's for sure. They're just going around and that single file pack. I mean, everybody's still able to hold on to the lead draft. At first, it did look like some guys are maybe going to lose the lead draft here, like Austin Cendric, Noah Gragson, but now it looks like everybody's still all together in one 25-car line along the inside line. But still, quite a few underdogs left in this one. You got David Reagan running in 16th right now. He got a top 10 in the Daytona 500, so maybe you can go 2 for 2 on these super speedways. Or, well, I keep forgetting about Atlanta, but at least you can go 2 for 2 on the big super speedways in terms of top 10s maybe. That's big for Rookware Racing. Corey LaJoie running in 17th, and Landon Castle, after having to make a drive-through penalty on lap 1 of the race, and having to work his way back from 1 lap down, is now back on the lead lap running in 20th. So a couple guys that can maybe have some chances at getting career best finishes possibly on these super speedways. I really am interested to see if these Hendrick cars are going to work together in the final stage as well. Because when they worked together in the second stage, they just dominated once they got the track position. And I mean, we've seen other teams do that before on super speedways, like the Toyotas at the Daytona 500 in 2016, the Fords like Stuart Haas at Talladega in I think 2017 or 2018, can't remember when, but I mean, we've seen teams work together and just be able to dominate races that way. Well, but Hendrick has never done it, so I have to see if they're finally able to get one of those wins like that. But Bowman seems to, I don't know where Bowman somehow didn't get a great restart or great pit stop or something. He's been shuffled to the tail end of this choo-choo train, so he's not with his other 3 teammates who are all nose to tail in 8th through 10th. Yeah, a couple small gaps in the train for real. Yep. It was 2018. Okay, cool. Wouldn't quite remember. I knew it wasn't that recent, but yeah, I knew it was a little while ago. But yeah, got 43 laps to go, plus at least 3 cautions within the 5 laps anyways. I mean, well, I don't know. I feel like you always expect there to be a couple cautions at the very end of these races, but I feel like in the Cup Series, we don't get that many cautions towards the end anymore. Maybe like 1 caution in the last 10 laps, and then they get that restart, and then maybe they crash on the final lap, which just ends the race. But we'll still have to see. Wow, there is starting to really create some big breaks in this draft, though. It's not too big of a gap, but there is quite a big gap between the 20 and the 5, and then a really big gap in between. Is that the 1 and the 1 and the 34? There's about maybe 10 car length gap in between those 2 cars. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's in danger of losing the draft entirely and maybe going a lap down or something like that. Oh, now they're making it too wide back in the pack. The 10 and a couple of the 10, the 48, the 31 hopping out of line, making up some ground as they do that. The 11's going to join them. They're taking some positions right there. And we may see the other 300 cars move up to that top lane. Oh, the 1's going to move up there in front of the 11. Are the 5 or the 9 going to make a move up there? We're going to see here. Chastain's been doing this quite a lot so far this race. Whenever a lane's forming on the top side, he immediately moves out there to lead that lane. And wow, none of the other Hendrick cars are going to move up there. I don't understand. Why would you do that? I know you don't want to separate yourselves from each other, but just go up there with those guys. They're moving faster. Take the track position. Yeah, the outside line's now all formed up. Appreciate everybody tuning in so far. Starting to get a little bit more traction, Appreciate everybody tuning in. Up to 4 likes. Appreciate it. Right now, you guys are betting on Toyotas in the chat. I'm still betting that it's not going to be the Hendrick Chevrolets or the Gibbs or 23XI Toyotas. I'm betting it's going to be a wild card, somebody else. Maybe Ross Chastain, maybe Brad Keselowski. A win would be huge for Brad Keselowski here. Go back-to-back at Talladega. Ball GB, you seem to be totally in sync with my coverage instead of being 3 laps down like yesterday. Well, that sounds good. Well, that outside lane was really making progress, but now they've gotten side by side with Christopher Bell, who's the 7th car in line on the inside, and they haven't really gotten any further progress from that. Well, maybe a couple more guys maybe slide up to lead that outside line and maybe give that outside lane a bit more strength and numbers. Coming to 37 to go here at Talladega. It's getting dicey, that's for sure, for real. We're still hoping it's the 19 because it's about time he won something this year. I don't know. I really want to. I don't know if I'd bet on the 19 at Talladega, but I think next week at Dover. Oh, and the leaders make a move out. Ryan Blaney's going to get shuffled out by all the 3 other guys in the top 4. Bubba Walls, Kyle Busch, and Eric Jones all move up to the high side. And the 12 gets shuffled out. He's going to get dropped back to leading that inside line still, but he's dropped to about 5th place. Meanwhile, they put J.G. Aley in the 55 a lap down. And here comes the 43, moves back down. Now he's going to try and leave the 18 of Kyle Busch out to dry. Now Bubba moves down to block that lane, but it's the 23 now leading the inside, getting a push from the 43, and Kyle Busch leading the outside, getting a push from Ross Chastain. Oh, and somebody's coming to pit road. Looks like the 78. He's got a bit of damage. And the 23 is going to slide back up to block a run from the high side. And it looks like he's going to slide back down. No, he's not going to have time. And, oh, Kyle Busch is going to get shuffled out by Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain fakes out Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch is going to get shuffled out here. He gets moved up to the 3rd groove, and there's nobody there to help him, and the 18 is going to fall to the tail end of this pack here. But now it's the 43 leading the inside line, and then he's getting pushed by the 12. And the 23 leads the outside line, now getting a push from the 1 of Ross Chastain. Ball GB, yeah, that shows just how quickly it can change in less than a lap. Appreciate everybody tuning in so far. Can we get up to 10 likes? I would appreciate it. If you like the stream, it helps more people see it, more people tune in. That's the more the merrier, ladies and gentlemen. But we're really starting to see some real racing form up here with 35 to go. Yeah, now Kyle Busch has dropped all the way back to, it looks like, just outside the top 20 and 21st after he got shuffled out from leading that outside line moments ago. But now here comes Ross Chastain with a huge push to the back of the 23, and that may clear the 23 of Eric Jones, who's leading the inside line. But now Fox decides to cut away to show us a replay rather than some actual racing going on. I never understand why you cut to something like, especially at a super speedway, cut to a replay of something when like there's racing going on. Like do it under caution or something. Anyways, Eric Jones still leads the inside and Bubba Wallace leads the outside, but now they're even at the stripe. The 43 slight advantage, but the 12 is given a huge push to the back of the 43 as they go through turns 1 and 2, and the 43 is going to clear the 23 through turns 1 and 2. Now a run's definitely going to get charged to appear on that outside as they come off turn 2. Is the 43 going to move up to block it or stay loyal to this inside line? We're going to see here down the back straightaway. He's going to stay low. Now they're dead even as they go into turns 3. The 23 now has a slight advantage, but there's going to be a run coming up on the inside line that will give the 43 an advantage off corner exit most likely. 23 trying to side draft the 43 for the lead. And here they come off turn 4. Both lanes have big runs coming. Outside has a slight advantage. Outside line's a bit more farmed up right now. $33 to go here at Talladega. Oh, Chastain gets a bit up the track off corner exit after getting a big push from the back of the 11. Now the 23 slides back up to manage that top lane. The 23's got a bit of a lead now over both lanes, so he can manage the lanes however he wants to. And they are going to cut to commercial break. Meanwhile, Landon Castles worked his way up into the top 10, managing himself in the draft to pick up some track position. Looks like he's the 4th car in the outside line. Bubba Wallace, meanwhile, slides down to lead that inside. The top 3 cars on the inside line are clear of the outside line as they go across. There's 2 to go. Meanwhile, The Hendrick cars that dominated stage 2 have really not been able to work their way up through the draft to get near the front again here in the final stage. At least not yet, as we're now only almost halfway through the final stage. I'm looking at the chat. Just shows, oh wait, maybe the 18 got distracted and was trying to find an M&M. Yeah, maybe that's why Kyle Busch got down a flying. He was looking for his M&Ms. He wanted to took his eyes off what was going on around him and moved up out into the wrong lane. Also, guys, just so you know, the leaderboard on the screen is about a lap ahead of what I'm speaking. So, just so you know, it says 30 to go on the board right now. The race that I'm watching is at 31 to go. So the website is slightly ahead of what I'm seeing on TV. But Jones is now leading that inside line up to a charge to the front. Now Jones is clear of the outside line. It's just been a back and forth right now between the 43 and the 23 the last 10 laps or so. Each one takes the advantage on the every other lap, it seems. Still just 2x2. We really haven't seen any sort of third lane develop yet. With only about 24 cars left in this race, I'm not sure if we're going to see much of three-wide racing, any more three-wide racing left in this race. Just because I don't know if we really have enough cars to have three-wide for more than like 3 or 4 lanes. Or 3 or 4, I guess, groups, if that makes sense. Man, the 11 gives a big push to the back of the 1, who gives a big push to the back of the 23. And that pushes Bubba Wallace out front ahead of the inside line. Now he's going to move down to block a run coming from the 43 on that inside line. And now off turn 4, the 23 is going to slide back up and take control. Oh, and we've got guys pitting. The 12, the 4, the 6, the 22, the 34, all the Fords coming into pit here. And Brad Keselowski may have been speeding on pit road, it looks like. He came in really hot. But the 6, the 12, 34, the 15, any Fords left in this race pretty much just came into pit, except Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola, the only Ford left in this race that did not pit just there. Now I'll have to see, maybe the Chevrolets or the Toyotas can move in and pit next time by. We'll see. Remember, guys, in the Daytona duels, we saw the same exact thing. The Fords pitted before everybody else, and then they had the track position after pit stop cycled through, and they were able to just take control from there. And guys are pitting this time. It looks like the majority of the field, it's just about anybody left is coming to pit. It's Toyotas, it's Chevrolets. I don't know. We may have seen some speed in there. A lot of guys locked up coming into pit road. It looked like the 11, maybe the 7. Looks like everybody's taking tires. Just 2 tires, just right sides for William Byron. Yeah, everybody's just taking 2 tires, and that's it. Nobody's taking 4. Don't want to get left down in this draft. Everybody making sure it's full of gas. The 11 wins the race off pit road pretty handily, but that's really not going to be an advantage since he's not going to have a drafting partner when he gets out on track. He'll just end up falling into the clutch as everybody else here in a second. And now here comes Corey LaJoie and Kyle Busch, Truex, Kurt Busch, and Christopher Bell and Noah Gragson all going to be coming down pit road right here. So now everybody is pitted. We'll have to see where they all cycle out after these pit stops. Pit stops happening from lap 30 or with 30 to go or so. Everybody will be easily good on fuel to the end of this race. Now it's just going to see who emerges out front after these pit stops. I can ban NASCAR windows? Why would I do that? Oh. And the 20 is going to crash coming off pit road. I don't know if we're going to get a caution for that or not. He should be able to get it going again. Yes, he does. The 18 got into the side of his teammate coming off pit road. We'll see a replay of this again. It looked like they're going to get boxed in. It's the 62, the 18, and the The 18 was trying to pass the 62 off pit road exit and just came down on his teammate. That's Kyle Busch's fault right there. He may try and blame Noah Gragson, saying that Noah Gragson was in the way, but I mean, he just came down on his teammate. But now Hamlin's out front, and behind him's Larson, and then Jones, then Byron. Wow. But yeah, now that second group that pitted, those guys are the ones out front now. But it looks like everybody's going to merge together pretty seamlessly now. A couple of guys are. I wouldn't be surprised if the 18 has to pit again. Obviously, the 20 is going to lose the draft because he had to turn that thing back around. He may even lose a lap here. They'll probably pit him again to make sure he doesn't have any damage. And it does look like, I'm checking here, I think Brad Keselowski did get a penalty for speeding on pit road entry. Yeah, Christopher Bell, David Reagan, Brad Keselowski, all like 10 seconds plus off this lead draft. Brad Keselowski, he had to make a pass-through penalty. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't throw a caution for that, but I'm glad they didn't because it really wasn't caution worthy. I mean, the 20 just spun and got it going again. And it was coming off pit road. It wasn't even like on like an on-track incident. So yeah, it's top 8 are all single file. Then there's about a 5-car length gap to another pack of 4 cars, another couple car length gap to a pack of about 10 more cars. So just about everybody made it through okay. But yeah, this is going to be really tough for Keselowski to come back from this. Him having to make this pass-through penalty will almost certainly end up with him going a lap down here unless he gets a lucky break with a caution or something. But yeah, also the 16 and the 20. I mean, the 15 and the 20 lost the lead draft there as well. It's all good. Yo, yo, yo. What's happening? What's happening, guys? You tuned in at the perfect time. 24 to go now. This is when it all matters. Crunch time is on. And Kyle Busch was able to hold on to the tail end of this lead draft, even with that incident that involved him and Christopher Bell coming off pit road. So Landon Castle and Noah Gragson also look like they may have lost this lead draft. They are in a 2-car tandem, but they're not going to be able to keep up with this lead draft for long. They're already a second off the final car in this lead draft. So yeah, they're going to be fading here soon. Will they need another pit stop? No, that was their that was the money stop. That was the last pit stop of the race. And definitely the big winners there were Hamlin, Larson, Jones, and Byron all coming out as the top 4 cars now after pit stops have cycled through. And track position is the biggest thing here on these super speedways. Barely any. Well, there were quite a few cautions during stage 2. Stage 2 is caution mania, but we'll definitely get a couple more cautions before this thing's over, I'm willing to bet. I'm going to check in on the poll. We got almost 10 votes. The majority of y'all are still going for it's going to be a Toyota. Only 10% of guys think it's going to be a Hendrick car. Not surprised with that because Hendrick has had just terrible luck on these super speedways, but I thought more people would maybe think Hendrick was going to get the win here today after their dominance they just demonstrated in stage 2. Appreciate everybody tuning in right now. If we get a couple more likes, get up to 10 likes, I'd appreciate it. If you drop a like, it helps helps the stream. More people are able to see it. You know what? The more the merrier, guys. The more people tuned in, the more fun we have, the more people talking in the chat. That's the more the merrier. Yeah, everybody's choo-chooing around still. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the choo-choo for another 5-10 laps or so. They'll wait till closer to 10 to go before people start willing to make moves. But I'll just run through leading order of this choo-choo train real quick. It's Hamlin, Larson, Jones, Byron, Chastain, your top 5. Then Haley working his way up to 6th place. That's pretty solid. Kurt Busch, Truex, LaJoy up in the top 10. Then Dylan, Bubba Wallace, Elliott, Blaney, Harvick, Marola, Bowman, McDowell, establish your top 19, and those are your 19 cars in that lead draft. Then Landon Castle and Noah Gragson are 2 seconds off that lead draft. They're working together in a 2-car tandem, but they're going to slowly fade from that lead draft as laps go on. They're going to need a caution to get back in this one, as well as Christopher Bell and David Reagan also lost this lead draft, and Brad Keselowski also is about to go a lap down because he had to make that extra pit stop for speeding on pit road. How'd the rugby game go, Jay and K Collect? Pretty good. We won. Okay, I'm forgetting. We won 23-0. So it was a pretty solid game. Richard Mashburn, you're pulling for Ross today. Ross definitely has been willing to make some bold moves so far in this race. So definitely, I would say Ross is a good shot at winning. Except he may make one bold move too many and take himself out if he makes late block or something like that. We'll have to see. I don't know, guys. My pick for this race was Kyle Larson, just because, he's had such bad luck on super speedways that he's got to finally have some good luck, right? I mean, he has to. So I'm saying Larson's finally going to change the luck on his super speedway career and get a win. And right now he's running in second, finished second in stage 1, third in stage 2. Is he going to finish first in the final stage? The one that matters. Is it a rugby union or a rugby league? It's just like it's a high school like team. So like, I guess a league. Like we just compete against other high schools. Anyways. Yes. Thanks, J&K Collect. Did I see the Chase Briscoe crash? Yes. I actually have seen almost this entire race. I just did not get home till the beginning of the final stage because the game I had was an hour and a half, 2 hours from my house. So I did see that crash, though. I think that's probably the hardest crash we've seen with the next-gen car so far, that accident involving Hemrick, Briscoe, and Buescher. I mean, that 14 was just destroyed. Like, that was the most destroyed next-gen car we've seen so far. But J.J. Yaley and Brad Keselowski are going a lap down here. Now, the only good thing for Brad Keselowski is if a caution were to come out, he would be the free pass car, and it's going to be a little while before they lap somebody else. Oh, and the 5's gone around the 11. The 5 made a move to the outside of the 11, and he's going to shuffle out Denny Hamlin. And Kyle Larson's your leader, but Hamlin's going to be able to find a gap in line ahead of a Toyota teammate, Kurt Busch, so he only is going to drop back to 6th. But Larson makes a bold move to get the lead, and now back in the pack, they're shuffling things up a bit more. Now they're too wide. They're breaking up the choo-choo back in the pack. And yeah, as they lapped the 6 car, you think maybe the 11 let his guard down for a moment, and the 5 was able to poke to his outside, and everybody else decided to go with him. The Chevy Alliance holding together pretty strong here late in the race. Jane K. Collect, who do you think was at fault for Logano's crash? If I had to put somebody at fault, I honestly don't know. It was really just a super speedway incident where it's just a big run coming together, and it really wasn't even like it was off the 23's nose. Even the 22 spun off the 23. It didn't, like, the 23 didn't turn. It was more so the guys in front of him moved, and like the bumpers were just all locked together. So I would actually say it was almost more so whoever was in front of Logano's fault. Maybe Eric Jones, to be honest. Eric Jones may have had a bobble that more so caused it. I know he spun off Bubba's nose, but Bubba just held a straight line, and it was more so like from the front the car got loose, which it's hard to describe, but it's all good. Yeah, hear me out. Larson's winning. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Hear me out. Larson's going to win this. He's going to break the curse. And they're putting the 15 a lap down. So now the 6 and the 15 are going to have to battle for that lucky dog here in the draft. But it's the 5, 43, 24, 1, 31, your top 5. Then Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Truex, Dillon, and Elliott, your top 10. So you do have 5 Chevrolets in the top 5, but then you have 3 Toyotas all nose to tail in 6th through 8th. So you're going to want to keep your eyes out for those Toyotas trying to try something out. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We got 13 people watching. Can we get We got 13 people watching and we got 6 likes, guys. Appreciate it if you drop a like. It helps the stream. It helps more people see the stream. More people get involved. The more the merrier, guys. That's the saying. The more the merrier. Ball GB, I like Larson. He's the only Chevy driver you like. Yeah. Well, Larson's the only Hendrick driver I like. I'll put it like that. But I like other Chevy drivers. I mean, here's the thing: is I don't really dislike anybody that much. Aren't really any drivers I'd say I hate. There's nobody, and Larson doesn't have many fierce rivalries with other drivers, so there's nobody else I really dislike in the Cup Series. Appreciate a couple more guys dropping a like. Over 100 viewers on the stream. I appreciate it. Back in the pack, they're trying to dice things up with second lane's Foreman being led by Mike Dowell. Now the Busch and Blaney slide up to lead that lane. Oh, Harvick's now going to bail out on that lane, shuffling out McDowell. Oh, that was Almirola, my bad. I don't even know what I said, but that's Almirola who slid up. But Harvick's going to shuffle out Kyle Busch and his teammate, Eric Almirola there. But a lot of pushing happening in the back of the pack. Try forward, but they just don't have enough numbers to make anything happen here. They're gonna need a big, I'd say 8 or so cars to form a second lane that'll actually do something here. They're gonna need more than just 4 or 5 cars. Oh, almost. I get my mic a bit unstable here. Gripping onto it too hard. Oh, the 9 and the 12 move up to lead that outside lane. Now they have about 7 cars in that lane, and here they come. They're going by the 19, by the 45, up to the side of the 11. And there you go, guys. Man, with a big push from the back of the 12, now we have an outside lane formed up. That's for sure. Chase Elliott side by side with Denny Hamlin. That's for 6th place. Now we have an outside lane that's got some power in it. And here they're side by side with Justin Haley now. That's the 5th car in line. The next car in front of them will be Ross Chastain. Chastain's moved up a couple times today to try and lead an outside line. Will he do it again this time? Coming to 12 to go here at Talladega. Larson still out front. Then Jones, Meyer, and Chastain and Justin Haley are top 5. The 12, here comes another big push from the 12 to the back of the 9. They're going to have a huge run coming up here. Is the 24 going to try and slide up and block his teammate? No, he's not going to do it here. Now the 9 side drafting the 1. Elliott's up to 5th place. And, the 24 is going to move up to block his teammate. And the 43 is going to move up. And the 5 is going to move up. Oh, boy, I thought Larson was about to get shuffled out there. Oh, Larson's going to move back down. What? Larson moves back down to block that inside line. And now the 43 is going to be leading that outside. And the 43 and the 5 are side by side off turn 4. Looks like Jones may have the slight advantage through the tri-oval. He's got some really good pushers behind him in the 24, 9, and 12. Oh, and the 48's taking the 34 3 wide back in the pack. I'm not sure that's going to work out for him. Yeah, it looks like that's going to cost the 48 there. But the 5 leads the inside. The 43 leads the outside. They're going to be coming up to lap the 20 of Christopher Bell here soon. We'll have to see if Christopher Bell gets aggressive in front of these leaders or if he just kind of tries to move away and get and catch on to the tail end of this lead draft. Well, there's a slight bobble there, it looked like. And that's going to check up that outside pretty good. Oh, the 43 and the 24, big bobble there. Oh, the 43 still bobbling. They just barely hold on to that thing there. That outside lane, I thought the 43 was about to get hooked by the 24, and that was about to take out a lot of strong cars, but they just hold on to it. But now the top 3 cars on the inside line are clear of that outside line, and they put the 20 a lap down. And a couple of guys are now bailing on that high side and are moving back to the low line. So now the outside is going to have to regroup and try and get back some of that progress they are making. But here they come down the back straightaway. A big push from the outside. But Chastain all over the bumper of this 5 car here. And he has been making some aggressive moves today. Is he going to try and make one on the 5? I think he's probably going to wait a bit longer. But I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a move if the 31 goes with him. Yeah, the one definitely does not look content just staying in second place, that's for sure. And I don't know who would. Yeah, the outside's really fading here. They were making progress, but that huge bobble cost him so much time. A lot of guys kind of lost faith in that high side, tried to move low while they still could. I'm just trying to speak English today. But it's Larson, Chastain, Haley, Hamlin, Kurt Busch, Truex, Jones, Dillon, Byron, Kyle Busch. Justin Haley, an underdog near the front, running in third place, looking for a second career Cup Series win because he's won on a super speedway before, won Daytona a couple of years ago due to a rain delay. Another underdog, Corey LaJoie, running up in 17th. Michael McDowell's just lost this lead draft here, it looks like. Yeah, Michael McDowell just lost the lead draft, so he's going to have to hope for a caution now. 8 to go. Are we going to see another caution, guys? I'd be willing to bet on it that we will. I think we're probably going to see one come from the outside, or the one's going to make an aggressive move on the 5 and either wreck himself or wreck the 5. But I think that outside's going to start pushing too hard, and they're going to turn the 43 or the 24, something like that. So the 43 is like he is holding on to that car for dear life, and they get a big run through the corner. And I think if that outside line gets formed up again, I think the 1 will try and move up and lead that lane. Here they come through the trial. The outside line's really regrouping. Now the outside of the 1 here is the 1 going to try and make a move up and block him. Nope, not yet. He's going to stay loyal to the back of the 5. But, man, he has a huge push coming to the back of the 5, and they're able to just power away from the field here in a 2-car tandem for a couple of seconds. And they create like a 2-car length gap between them and the 31, the 3rd car on the inside line. Now here they come down the back straightaway. Big runs coming from both lanes. The 31 gives a push to the back of the 1. The 1 gives a big push to the back of the 5, but the 24 is all over the bumper of the 43. He may be able to push the 43 to the lead here as they enter turn 3. The 43 has a slight advantage over the 5. What a big push from the back of the 24. You've seen that a couple times today. The outside lane, 2 cars can get hooked up and just power away from the field. And now they're dead even coming off turn 4. The 5 and the 43 side by side through the tri-oval. The 43 with the slight advantage. Here they come. The 1 giving a big push to the back of the 5. 6 to go at Talladega. The 43 led that 1 at the stripe by maybe a couple of inches, it seems. That was pretty close there. And now Larson's got about a 1-car length advantage over the outside lane. Oh, boy, guys, this is for all the marbles. Here comes a big push from the 24 to the back of the 43 once again, just like last lap. What a huge push on that outside lane. The 43 is able to clear the 5 on the inside, but it doesn't look like he's going to have time to move down and block that run coming now from the inside. And the inside line is going to now have the advantage coming off turn 4. Oh, boy. Here they come, a big push on the outside. The 43 has the advantage at the stripe. Once again, is he going to move down and block the inside, or is he going to stay with that top side? That top side's been giving him the run and been able to... Oh, the 43 almost came down on the 5. He was going to try and move down, but luckily his spotter told him that that was not clear. Oh, the 24 gives a huge push to the 43 once again down the back straightaway. I mean, they are just locking up, and they are getting so much power, like between the 24 and the 43. Oh, that outside line really just fell apart there. Here comes the 9, though, with a huge run to the back of the 24. Will that run transfer up to the 43 in time for him to get the lead at the stripe here? Larson with a slight advantage at the stripe. 4 to go. Larson out front, leading the inside. Eric Jones leading the outside. Is it going to be the 5 or the 43? Turns 1 and 2. Both inside lane and outside line are being led by 2-car tandems. Guys in back in the pack are working fiercely to get near the front, making 3 wide moves, trying to pick up track position. Oh, that time the outside line does not get a big run down the back straightaway. It's the inside with the big run, and Larson's able to edge out front of the 43. The one just staying a loyal pusher to the 5 right now, but he really doesn't have another move to make other than to push the 5 for now. We'll have to see what he does on the final lap if he's still in that position of being a pusher. Oh, a little bit of a swirl from the 43, but a big run with the 24 and the 43 through the tri-oval. The 43 can definitely move down to block the inside if he wants to now. Oh, and the 45 has a huge save. Kurt Busch just barely holds on to it. Oh, and they're 4 wide. Oh, boy, that is crazy. Justin Haley moves down. People are making moves everywhere. That outside line is totally falling apart, though. Everybody tried to go 3 wide on each other, and it just stalled out all the momentum. But Eric Jones leads Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain. These guys are going to have to form up again if they want to make another move towards the lead. But it's Jones, Larson, Chastain, Kurt Busch, Byron, your top 5. All those guys are single file towards the front. Oh, the 10 has a big bobble off the nose of the 48. Oh, and Hamlin is out of gas. Denny Hamlin runs out of gas. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue with other cars or what. But Hamlin's out of gas. They hadn't talked about fuel mileage at all this whole race, and all of a sudden the 11 runs out of gas with 3 to go. But it's the 40. Oh, and here they come. They're putting another car lap down. I'm not quite sure who that was. I think that might be the 15. But 2 to go. And it's Jones, Larson, Chastain, Kurt Busch, and Byron. If we get the white flag, the next flag will end it. I don't know if they're going to have a big enough run to get by the 43 here. They come through the trial for the final time. Are we going to see a caution, or are we just going to get a straight run to the finish here? White flag is in the air. Who's going to make a move? It's the 43, the 5, the 1, the 45, the 24, the top 5. They're all single file. Where's the run going to come from, and who's going to make something happen? The 1 giving a big push to the 5 through turns 1 and 2. Is he going to make a move to the outside of the 43 off corner exit? And, oh, the 45 moves up. The run's just not there from the 1 to the 5. The 5 can't do anything with it. Oh, dude, they're just staying single file, man. They can't make a move. Kurt moves to the outside of the 1. Oh, that really stalls out the run from both these lanes here. What's happened off turn 4? The 1 with a big run to the back of the 5 through the tri-oval. The 43 may be a bit too far out. He may be a sitting duck. Oh, the 20's in the wall. The 45's in the wall. Oh, but the 1's to the inside. Larson's up high. And Chastain's going to win it at Talladega. It's Chastain with the win. Then Dillon, Kyle Busch, Larson, Truex, Jones, Elliott, McDowell, Bowman, Harvick, your top 10. The 23 is destroyed. The 45 is destroyed. Chastain getting his second career win at Talladega. Ross the boss getting it done. But Chastain with the win. Oh my gosh, who would have seen that coming? We're going to have to see how this thing ends. I mean, we're going to have to see, I want to see a replay of that finish. Bubba Wallace bent over. He's gotten out of his car, but he's definitely got the wind knocked out of him. He took a hard hit to the outside wall. Let's see what happens here. Coming through the tri-oval. Oh, they're going way back. This is like 3 to go when this move happened. But now I want to see them coming through their tri-oval here. Okay, so it's the 43, the 5, the 1, and the 45 and the 19 make a move to the outside of Ross Chastain. But then the 3 has a huge run to the back of the 1, and then that run goes to the back of the 5, and the 43 is kind of sitting out there like a sitting duck. And now here they come through the tri-oval, and the 5 makes a move up, and he hooks the 45 into the wall, and then the 45 just taps the 23, and the 23 hits the wall. And then it's Chastain just doesn't even do anything and goes straight out to the win. Man, Jones got shuffled from the lead to 6th place coming through the tri-oval there at the finish. Bubba must have got his milkshake straw stuck in the back of his throat. Man, that was insane coming down to the finish there. Yeah, the 3-car finished second both yesterday and today. That was an insane finish, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. That final lap, wow, I felt like everyone wrecked White Flame. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that was crazy. Chastain burning it down, though. What a finish. Gonna see if we can and that was just crazy. I can't wait to see what the emotion coming out of Ross Chastain here. You know he's gonna be so excited. But I mean, with this win, I mean, I can't believe it. Trackhouse has come into like 2022 so strong. I mean, way stronger than I think anybody anticipated. I don't think anybody in the world would have anticipated Ross Chastain would have 2 wins, only 10 races into the 2022 season. That was a good finish, but I would say that overall, that race was all right. I feel like it kind of lacked a lot of energy coming down to the end. I feel like we've gotten a caution and a green white checkered or an opportunity at another restart. I think it would have been a bit more entertaining, but I mean, it's still pretty crazy coming through the trial there at the end. Everybody making move wherever they could, and then Chastain just kept it straight and avoided all the chaos to bring home the win. Chastain smashing the watermelon. Here it comes. Oh man, Chastain's definitely becoming a fan favorite this year. Chastain eating the watermelon after he smashed it during the interview. Oh, this is hilarious. Watermelon man gets it done. You need it. We needed a last lap like that. What did the poor melon do to anybody? 8 out of 10 says it's all good. Yeah, if you guys want to put in the chat what you thought of that race out of 10, 1 out of 10 being bad, 10 out of 10 being good. I mean, that was just some craziness there at the end. But I mean, Ross Chastain made a lot of aggressive moves all day, and then he ends up winning the race by making the most passive move he could. He just stayed where he was and let everybody else crash in front of him. Yeah, well, the melon, it was the outside of the melon that hit the ground, not the inside, so. And it's because of the vision of Justin Marks. Pitbull Armando, we won! Ross Chastain bringing the energy. He's like, Pitbull, we just won. Mi hermano. Speaking some Spanish. Now they're interviewing Eric Jones, who really was putting himself in the key position there coming to the finish. I mean, still appreciate everybody who's tuned in so far today. Almost 300 viewers on the day. I appreciate it. You say 9.5 because the 95% racing instead of cautions for once. Wow. So A ball GB, you just like straight racing. You don't like the cars like straight racing. It's all good. They're gonna go. I'll see you. It's all good. Thanks for tuning in. Now, interviewer just messed up Eric Jones' name. Doesn't tell the story for Eric Janes. Now they're rooting Kyle Larson. Larson saying that, yeah, probably should have just stayed low on Jones. I think he thought he was going to have to make a move on Jones because obviously Jones, it would make sense to block the inside, but then Jones actually didn't really block the inside. He just kind of, he was chill. He went up the top because he thought Larson was going to go up top. Then Larson did go up top, and then that just cleared the aisle for Ross Chastain to go underneath both of them. See ya, J and K Collect. Thanks for tuning in. But still, I think today may actually be like one of Kyle Larson's best points day so far this year. I mean, he got second and third in the stages and fourth overall. Like, that's really solid for him in the point standings, especially because he's had a couple DNFs due to engine failures, things like that. He's got, it's good for him to make up some points today, especially with quite a few other contenders around him in the points crashing out. I think right now he's like ninth in the points, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to move up to like seventh or sixth after this. Because you also get those playoff points for finishing the top 10 of the points during the regular season. But I mean, I hate cautions that are unnecessary, like when a car spins to the back and nobody is affected by it. Yep, that's a fair point, Ball. Yeah, we're gonna end this stream though here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, the majority of you guys were saying it was going to be a Toyota and the poll in the chat, and you guys weren't quite correct. Ross Chastain, I still view Ross Chastain as an underdog, but it's more so due to, I feel like, his lack of experience in a top Cup Series ride. But I mean, he's definitely not an underdog anymore after getting 2 wins so far this season. Ross Chastain's probably been like the happy surprise so far of this season. And Trackhouse as a whole is kind of the happy surprise of the season, getting 2 wins and like a couple stage wins. And I mean, both their drivers have been pretty competitive. Suarez right now definitely lagging behind the one. I do have to say that. But I feel like Suarez has had a lot more bad luck than Chastain so far this year. I do think Chastain is definitely just a better driver than Suarez, but I think Suarez has also kind of been bitten by the bad luck charm a couple times this year. Why is Chastain picking up the bits of melon? Does he get paid for that? He probably is going to like take that thing home and, I don't know, put it in like an ice tray and, keep that thing for the rest of his life to remember this. That's the real trophy for Chastain, all that shattered watermelon, not the actual trophy. That's the trophy. You thought Lala Larson had it for a moment, says the Tom. I really thought Larson was going to win it. I picked Larson for this super speedway. This was the first super speedway race I've ever picked Larson for, and he got a top 5. So I'm going to keep picking Larson at my super speedways until he gets the win, guys. His bad luck's got to change. And maybe it's just me picking him, having faith in him on a super speedway. Maybe that's what he needs for his bad luck to change. But yeah, guys, I will not be live streaming next weekend because I'll be at the race. I'll be at Dover, and I will be doing a vlog from the race. So I bet he's going to stick it all on. You think he's going to stick it on eBay? That's what I should do. I should sell bits of broken watermelon on eBay saying it's Ross Chastain's Victory Lane watermelon. Yeah, who wants to buy like sheet metal off the race win car when you could buy Victory Lane watermelon? Hopefully it's a good race this weekend. Dover doesn't always provide the best racing, but honestly, I'm just glad to see a Cup race in person. So Yeah, I'm going to end it there, though, guys. I appreciate everybody who tuned in so far today. Over 300 viewers in just a 1 hour stream. So I appreciate it, especially since we weren't able to go live from the beginning of the race. Still got a pretty solid turnout. Just the last couple of weekends, we've really gotten some great, I've had some great, I guess, I don't even know what I'm saying. I've gotten a ton of people to tune in for the first time and a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people to join the Freeman Motorsports community. So I think, we can't continue it perfect forever, but I appreciate another solid turnout today, guys, considering the conditions. But I'm going to end it there. I'll be back for the races at Darlington. So that's 2 weekends away, guys. But I'm out. See you in the next one.